Why should they choose you over someone else? What is the value that you are going to bring that only you can bring to a project versus the 3 other designers they might be talking to? Because when you've set up that value proposition, when you are making it clear that the experience they are going to have with you is amazing, when they are really clear on what the value is that you are bringing, then the number becomes secondary. Welcome to the Design Dialogues, the podcast where we dive deep into the business of interior design. I'm Beth, the founder of More Time to Design and a designer with over 13 years of experience. I'm here to help you navigate the challenges of running a successful studio, whether you're a solo designer or leading a team. Each week, I chat with industry experts and share practical insights to help you streamline your processes, grow your business, and create a studio that thrives. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy our Design Dialogues. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Design Dialogues podcast, and this week it is a Solo with Beth episode. And this week I wanted to tell you a bit of a story about the purchase of some cookies. And that might seem a little bit odd, but it's a story that really shows the message that I have been talking about for the last few weeks around disconnecting time for money and creating value, exchanging value for money. So, as all of you know, I was up in Brisbane at the end of last year recording a live podcast episode. And if you haven't heard that episode, I encourage you to go and check it out. It's episode 73, and it's full of just great insight from some amazing designers. But while I was up in Brisbane, I promised my children that I would buy them some cookies from the Pink Bakery. Now, in our house, the Pink Bakery is Brookie's Bakehouse. And my kids and I know about Brookie's Bakehouse through Brookie's presence on social media. If you're not aware of who Brookie's Bakehouse is, I really encourage you to go and check it out. As everyone knows, I am not the biggest fan of social media. I do not think it's where you will find your prospective clients. But what I do think it is great at is building a connection with people. One of the biggest things that we need to do as an interior designer when it comes to our sales and marketing is showing people creating connection with someone, building that know, trust factor. It's so important. We are working on generally their biggest asset. We're going to be possibly with them for 2 or 3 years through a new build or renovation. So if they feel like they know us, they can trust us, they can see what we're like before they have even seen our fee proposal, it is such a bonus. And this is where social media is great. It is such an amazing tool for doing this. On Brookie's social media, she shows us her recipe development, her daily routine in the bakery, why her business has come about, her why, expansion, all of that kind of stuff. And she's just really personable on social media. We feel like we know her, like she's our friend, like we could sit down and have a coffee and a cookie with her. So before I have even stepped into the store, I know I'm going to purchase these cookies. I don't really care what the price of the cookies are because it's no longer for me about how much does this cookie cost. It's not about I feel like a cookie to eat, so let's go and find a cookie and let's purchase one. Because if I wanted a cookie, I could find a cheaper cookie. I could find a different cookie. But because of that connection through social media, I only want to purchase the cookies from Brookie's Bakehouse. Now, that is an amazing thing to have been able to do. To create a level of connection through social media to change the equation from I want a cookie, I want to go and find a cookie, to I want to experience purchasing a cookie from Brookie's Bakehouse and eating a Brookie's Bakehouse cookie. So now we're talking about the experience that Brooke has created. We've experienced the world of Brooke and her cookies. And that is all done through connection and building connection. So I want you to have a think about, how are you building connection with your prospective clients? How are you building connection with your audience? And it doesn't all have to be on social media. It can be through face-to-face networking events where you are talking to clients, when you are talking to people who are working with your clients. So architects, property buyers, developers. Who are those people that you are talking to? Are you building experience with them? It also can be through a newsletter that you might share. Is it kind of like, you might be sending out newsletters and you're like, I'm just doing the same thing as every other designer. Like, are your newsletters really helping your prospective clients see who you are? Why should they choose you over someone else? What is the value that you are going to bring that only you can bring to a project versus the 3 other designers they might be talking to? Because when you've set up that value proposition, when you are making it clear that the experience they are going to have with you is amazing, when they are really clear on what the value is that you are bringing, then the number becomes secondary. It's not about, I'm just going to go with whoever's the cheapest. It's about, I just cannot imagine working with anyone else. I want to experience what it's like to work with you. I just cannot imagine it doing it any other way. And that's what, when you disconnect time for money and make it about value for money, that is when you can send out the fee proposals that you know are what you should be being paid for projects, and you have confidence behind them because you are setting up this environment of that the client is going to have an amazing value-based experience when they work with you. So have a think about how you are communicating with your prospective clients, whether that's in person, on social media, through your newsletter, through other channels. Think about how are you explaining what the value is, and how are you explaining and showing what the experience is going to be like. So often I think designers talk about what the process is, like I do this, and I do this, and then we do that. And that is important. It is really, really important. But the other part that you need to be showing is kind of like it's almost the bit that can't be quantitative, like you can't kind of pin down what it is. But it is that experience that they are going to have with working for you. We all have those people in our lives. It might be a beautician who you just love going to because every time you go there, you just feel wonderful. You leave the sessions with the beautician and you just feel like you're on cloud 9. And it doesn't matter that there's someone down the road who does a similar service and at a lower price, but it's the experience and it's the value that beautician is bringing into your life. The value is that you feel relaxed and calm, and you just know that you are going to feel wonderful when you walk out. So I really encourage you to have a think about, how are you communicating with your prospective clients? Is your content all a little bit dry? Or are you really building that like, know, and trust factor? Are you really helping them understand and helping them to see that you are going to deliver an amazing experience for them, and that you are bringing so much value to their project? And when you are conveying that, the money, the figure, the fee becomes a secondary consideration. Now, if any of this is resonating with you, but you're not sure how to do that, I really encourage you to go and check out my course, The Process, Step 1, which takes you through the pre-client phase. It shows you how to do that pre-client phase really seamlessly. And the part that it helps you do is really step out what your process is, which is going to free you up to show what the experience is going to be like, because that is so individual to each of you. Every single one of you listening is going to have a different experience that they are going to show the client. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and send me a DM or a message or an email. I love talking to all of you and helping you run better businesses. I hope you've enjoyed this week's dialogue, and I will see you for our next Design Dialogue. Thank you for listening to this Design Dialogue. I hope you have found it full of inspiration and helpful information to take into your design studio. If you like the podcast and want to hear more, consider sharing it or writing a review, as it helps us reach more people, and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. If you would like to unlock the power of effortless studio management and elevate your design business to new heights, please follow the links in our show notes to see how more time to design can help you build a better business. Have a great week, and I will see you for our next Design Dialogue.